And we are live. Welcome to Tonight in America. I am your host, Don Terry Jones. Welcome back to the show. We have an exciting week for everyone. We're going to start off strong on a Monday. Tonight we are covering Charlie Kirk's assassin's arrest, who is his backstory, what we know so far, and more information that's come out already so far. So I wanted to catch everyone up on speed a little bit. So I took a little couple of days off. I was supposed to go live. Excuse me. Well, I was supposed to go live that night to continue going on, but I waited till more details came out until the shooter was actually arrested before I came back on stream. So that's why it took a minute for me to cover this stuff because I wanted to wait until very much more details came out about the shooter. So well, a lot of details have come out now, but we're gonna cover it. We're gonna cover his arrest, who he is, his backstory, and if this ties to a certain foreign nation. Which to me, this just seems like uh, an Antifa like shooter. I'll just go ahead and cut you the bitter, the bad news. This just seems like an Antifa shooter. When I wanna before we get into, I want to make sure everyone can hear hear my mic correctly. So I'm gonna turn on my volume. See, okay, so I can hear myself correctly on the phone. Let me turn my air on right quick. Actually, forgive me if I sniff a lot during this stream. I am a little bit underneath the weather, so I'm not 100% doing this. I almost canceled tonight's stream, but since I've been off for like what 2 to 3 days now, I had to come back strong. The numbers are growing right now. The YouTube channel's growing. Rumble's growing right now. So everything's fine. I'm trying to grow it even more. There's a thinking about getting some guys to come in and start promoting the channel a little bit more, especially on YouTube, because I want to be able to be um, more searchable. I want the channel to be more discoverable. I want us to grow. I've been dropping content almost every day, and I want to reach more and more people right now. And I feel like if get with a promoter to promote the channel, we can bring in more eyes to the channel and bring in more eyes to the movement. What I hope to achieve. It's the same kind of thing like what Charlie Kirk hoped to achieve when he dropped out of college and started Turning Point USA. It started off small and then it became this big movement of young conservative, men and women. And now you look at how much it's flourished right now. Even in his death, more people have signed up across America. He's brought more people to Christianity. I may disagree with Kirk on some things. You know, I will talk a little bit about this, and then we're gonna get into the show. I disagree some things with Kirk, especially when it came to like his place on the Gaza incident. And then supporting the chosen ones. But there's some stuff that I heard that recently that Kirk might have seemed to have a change of heart. But right before, right up until the end of his life, he started to have somewhat of a change of heart. And he was starting to have somewhat of a change of opinion. Now I don't know if we're gonna touch up much about that tonight. Tonight's stream, I would just mainly want to just talk about, the shooter, what's going on with his details, some contradictoriness in what the facts we're supposed to be getting. You know, is led up to his arrest. Pretty much, just guys give you like an overview of everything that's happened so far, and then if I want to touch up on the other factor, the other uh, big question about Charlie Kirk's mysterious murder is, was there also a certain country involved in this said murder? Now again, I might do that tonight. I'm not feeling 100%, so I don't know if I'm gonna be on stream for that long. But we might just cover the killer's case, his arrest, and what his possible motive was, because it just seems like to me this guy's just strictly just like an Antifa like, and that's just all what I think it is. But there is a lot of other things that makes this kind of like very ambiguous to me. It makes it all the more like, is this guy simply just an Antifa shooter, or was he just a poster child for someone else? Like I said, I might touch up a little bit on that and then just save something big for you guys tomorrow. And then we're gonna be probably be covering Trump bombed another Venezuela boat of terrorists. He killed like 3 of them, I believe. So I'm gonna read up a little bit about that tonight, watch some videos, and get ready to cover that for y'all tomorrow. There's been a lot of developments that happened, but so far the media's been preoccupied with the assassination of Charlie Kirk, which is very much a very big news to cover. The same day that Charlie got killed, school was getting shot up by a student. I don't know all the details about that one, but I'll look more into that one. But it was apparently it was going on the same day Charlie was assassinated. The same day. Then afterwards, you see 9/11 literally happened like the day after. We have 9/11. Then the day prior, we have multiple shootings. It's like America. It's like, what is going on with America right now? What is happening to our great country? What is just, where have we gone so wrong? And I truly believe where we've gone so wrong at in America is simply that there's a demonic spirit over our country. You know, I'm trying not to be take too long with this because I really want to try to get into the news, but I feel like there is really a demonic spirit over America. There is some type of evil entity that is just pushing a lot of this crazy crap we have going on right now in this country. We have so much mass shootings. And then I just love how the left always just blames it on guns. It's guns' fault. It's gun control fault. Guns don't kill people. People kill people. Let's just keep that factual for a moment. Like this whole notion that you want to get rid of the Second Amendment to stop gun violence, but most gun violences happen when the perpetrator has a weapon illegally possessed. So you take away the Second Amendment, you just leaving defenseless Americans who can't arm themselves to protect themselves from an assailant who has an illegally possessed weapon. Then a lot of factors can play into it. So this is where I look at it, just like it's not like a guns or killing people problem. It's more of a people killing people problem. It's more of like evilness that's clouding America right now problem. It's some demonic force that's coming in and just taking over America and just destroying it. Our country is becoming very, very just unlivable right now, man. We got people getting stabbed on subways. We got people getting their cars jacked. We got people getting burglarized, aren't robbed at gunpoint, murdered. It's not a good time right now to be in America. And it's just very dangerous right now, and it shouldn't be. This should be the greatest country in the world, but yet we have so much crime and so much lawlessness, and all we need really to fix these issues is first deportations. Secondly, enforce our laws. Third, most obvious thing of them all is real leadership. You know, my love for Trump is great, and make America great again. That's a one of the most wonderful and joyous models to go by because that is truly what needs to be done. America needs to be great again, but I feel like right now we're not even nowhere towards that right now because of how bad crime has gotten. Ever since the BLM riots in Minnesota, Minneapolis, Minneapolis, Minnesota, it seemed like law enforcement can't do their jobs properly anymore because of so much lawsuits from the public, the Breonna Taylor incident. So many of these incidents where law enforcement are trying to do their jobs, but what happens is they do the jobs, something goes haywire, there is slapped with a lawsuit. Next thing you know, police departments all across America cannot do their jobs. I remember I was having a discussion with someone the other day about George Floyd because I wrote on Facebook George Floyd died of fentanyl, which that is very true. He did die of fentanyl, but a lot of the general public just can't read between the lines that that's exactly what killed him. It wasn't the knee in the back of the neck. The knee in the back of on the neck technique has been taught to law enforcement across all of America for decades. Has never had a fatality rate before George Floyd and even after, because he was the only one to ever die from being in said position. This has been debunked multiple times by people who gave video demonstrations about this. There have been countless doctors who've analyzed this that weren't on trial that said that this is impossible for him to die from said position because the person's you could still breathe even in said position. But in reality, he had enough fentanyl in his system to kill an entire village, which most leftists keeps ignoring the facts of this. Give me some more water. So that's just pretty much like what I wanted to just touch up on a little bit is the fact that it's just getting like when America's become so just unlivable over time. And we're supposed to be the greatest country on the planet, but yet when refugees escape war-torn zones and come here to America to expect to live the American dream and be in a safe environment, they get stabbed on a train. They have a chance of getting carjacked, robbed with a deadly weapon, house burglarized, or murdered. We really have to address this lawlessness that's really going on right now, and what's really just like what's happening to this country. Like, when does it become just a cesspool of just pure crap, pure lawlessness? Oh, that's right. Law enforcement has been sued so much they can't enforce their laws. They're so scared to enforce their laws because the law enforcement are scared to get another lawsuit. Instead of going out here and arresting all these violent criminals and getting them off the fucking streets. All right, so touch up a little bit what's going on right now. So I'm going to step away, grab some water. My throat's kind of a little bit dry. I apologize. Like I said, I'm not feeling entirely 100 right now. I'm still sick, so bear with me. Of course, I'm trying to work through this. This is why I said I will try to get through much of this stream as much as possible. If I don't cover everything tonight, we're gonna definitely finish it all off tomorrow, and then we're gonna also cover the Venezuela bombing earlier today. So I'll step away, get some water real quick. I'll be right back. Oh shit. I am definitely not feeling good right now, y'all. But anyways, the show goes on. We want to give you guys a show tonight. All right, so we pretty much reviewed Charlie Kirk's Wikipedia last stream, but again, I was having a lot of issues with the stream last stream, but I fixed it now because I got an internet cord inside my PC now, so that way my Wi-Fi is fully going all to my PC. So now we won't have an issue, no more lag and whatever, bad audio. So I fixed all that just to make sure tonight's stream is excellent. We have no problems or no technical difficulties. So Charles James Kirk, as everyone knows, Charlie Kirk, was an American right-wing political activist, author, and media personality. He co-founded the conservative organization Turning Point USA in 2012 and was its executive director. There's a Turning Point chapter in LSU right now where I'm at. I'm in Baton Rouge, so there's a Turning Point chapter in Baton Rouge, and they had a vigil for Charlie Kirk the other day to celebrate the mourning his his passing. I'm proud to see that a lot of people come together, especially on the right, and come to mourn this man, because there's been a lot of like infighting on the right, a lot. We all, the left, we pretty much just like to squash them, whatever. Like, and now instead of dealing with the left, the fight, who was there to fight with, but each other. And ever since Charlie Kirk got killed, now the right is finally coming back together and acknowledging what's really another one of these lingering problems. And one of these lingering problems, leftist violence. You have a lot of these far left. It's not all Dems, okay? It's not all left. It's not your all progressives. It's not all your Democratic voters, but it's these far few, very extreme violent types that are, instead of debating, they would rather kill you. Instead of debating ideas to see which ideas will come out on top, they would just rather put a bullet in you, as per Charlie Kirk, and just shoot you off from a distance with a sniper rifle. That's exactly what we're dealing with. We're dealing with these maniacs who have no regard for human decency, because they're so lost with reality that they rather just go out here and commit acts of violence just because you have a difference of opinion than they do. If your ideas doesn't align with theirs, you are a fascist, you are a Nazi, you are a demon spawn, and you must go, as most of them would say. And as what happened to Charlie Kirk is what could happen to any of us. As long as they keep saying this rhetoric that we're Nazis, we're top H, where these worst human beings who are just trying to take away these scumbags' lives, that they will come out and we need to be stopped any means necessary. And this is just what they do. They push this narrative into these crazy psychopaths' mindsets, and then what do? They go out and want to kill you. Literally. It becomes unsafe. Like, instead of debating, which at this point it's just kind of clear that you cannot debate some of these people. Like, you can't change some of these people's minds. You can't convince them to come over to our side and see our point of view. All they ready to do is just kill you. They ready to just put you in a box. They ready to just stuff you in a box, lock you in a trunk, and then drive the car into a river and literally just let it drown with you in it. That's literally what these people want to do. They have no human decency. They have no let it drown with you in it. That's literally what these people want to do. They have no human decency. They have no regard for human life, because all they want to do is degenerate Now, uh, hopefully that picks back up. Sure everything's good. All right, everything's working back good. So that's the point. What I was just trying to say, that these leftists, they do not care about human life. They do not. They're just evil. Pure. There is no goodness in their heart. This evil just needs to be wiped out completely. And I'm not talking about like in a political violent matter. I'm talking about they need to be ostracized from a civil society. Like they don't need to be around regular average people who want to just live in a peaceful society among other peaceful people. There just needs to be law and order, and these people just need to be away from Americans. If you're calling for if you're calling for violence, that's not free speech. Free speech is it doesn't is free. It's free speech until you call for violence. Literally, that's what the First Amendment says. Freedom of speech, unless you call for violence. And most of these guys, like especially like Hassan Piker, who's always calling for violence, especially on the Twitch channel. Same thing with a guy like Destiny, one of the left's top debaters. These guys call for violence a lot, and yet they're still platform. And their rhetoric led to it was what led to Charlie Kirk being killed. It's what led to a lot of people had their lives lost because these guys use these talking points, which demonizes people on the conservative side to the point where a lot of these crazed maniacs will literally just get up in arms and just come out and just try to end your life because you are to them a monster. You're a boogeyman. And they don't like boogeymans. They want to wipe out the boogeyman. So, as Charlie Kirk's Wikipedia goes on, he published a range of books and hosted the Charlie Kirk Show, which JD Vance hosted the show today in Charlie Kirk's place. He's one of the few. I guess they're gonna periodically move it from guest host to guest host, almost every show. So he hosted the show. He had Tucker Carlson on. He had Stephen Miller. He had a couple of. He had Charlie Kirk's three good longtime friends also on the show. I recommend if you haven't seen it, go on Rumble or YouTube, whatever, whichever one you prefer, and check the show out. So as it goes on, a talk radio program. In its later years, he became recognized as one of the most prominent voices of the MAGA movement in the Republican Party. Charlie Kirk was very, very important in getting Trump elected because he put a lot of his activism in, especially when it came to his turning point chapters all across America. These guys put in the work to get Trump elected, especially. So pretty much when you look at Charlie Kirk's entire existence, it ties back to Trump. He built. This is what started Charlie Kirk's career. Was Trump winning this election? Was Trump being on this election run? This brought Charlie Kirk up into prominence, and in some ways, is also what led to his down. Is also what led to his demise. Is because you know, so so there was so much heat about so much heat on the Republican Party on the right wing because of so much of this nasty rhetoric that's thrown around about everyone on this side of the spectrum that we're all oppressors, authoritarian. Make sure everything's good right now. All right. Yeah, everything's good. All right. So, like I said, as I go on, this this type of language is all this. This is what led to Charlie Kirk being killed. This is what almost led to Trump almost being assassinated literally two times. Literally. During his campaign kill, that infamous shot that literally grazed his ear. Trump could have been the first one to be gone before Charlie if Trump didn't turn his head. Literally tilted his head. Tilted his head really what saved his life. And then the fact there was another guy, I think his name was Ryan Roof. He also tried to take a shot at Trump's golf course in Florida, and unfortunately, Secret Service saw him over the gate because he stuck his gun literally through the gate to try to open fire, and then Secret Service obviously let off shots at him, and then they apprehended him, and now his trial's about to come up too as well soon. That one's we're gonna probably cover that too as well when that starts. So as you can see here from Charlie Kirk's Wikipedia, he was born October 14th, 1993. He was a millennial. Then he died, September 10th, 2025, a day before 9/11. Is the fact that this happened a day before 9/11 is just it's a crazy coincidence this has happened a day before 9/11. Like people weren't hardly even talking about 9/11 the day after. They will focus on this. They will focus on trying to get Charlie Kirk's murderer and bring him to justice. That's how much Charlie Kirk meant to the right wing. That's how much he meant to the conservative Republican Party. 9/11 was one of the most tragic events in history, if not the most tragic event in history. That changed all about America. Everything changed after 9/11. And the fact that there was hardly any little to no discussion about it because a big one of the most prominent right wing commentators, Charlie Kirk, had got killed. Just goes to show you like his level of influence that he had. To be able to take the attention away from the holiday that is 9/11 is, I wouldn't even call it a holiday. It's more of a remembrance day than anything. But to take away the attention from 9/11 just goes to show you how much important Charlie meant to this side. You know, and then the people that sit there and praise his death are just nothing but a bunch of evil, demonic people, bro. Like just sick, twisted people with sick minds because he has a difference of opinion and they just can't comprehend that opinion. I remember I saw that the Rock's daughter, I believe her name was Ava, commented on this and said that maybe people would praise him more if he was very nice even at the end of his life. I said it's just spoken like a spoiled brat who got what she got in life because of her father. And then she had the nerve to talk back to I believe her fans or whatever, or WWE fans that were going at her saying that I got to where I got to because of talent. Well, if I'm not mistaken, she's not a wrestler. I believe she's like a GM, and she doesn't wrestle at all. So if that was, I mean, I've seen a clip of her, and it's like subpar acting skills. It's almost like a porno or a corn acting I'm watching whenever she acts, and she's not that attractive at all either. I mean, the Rock didn't really do a good job with her. I mean, she's very, very, very much a left leaning feminist. She got the red hair. Something funny. I always want to say this right quick. What is it with these leftist women in the nose ring? You ever notice that? You ever notice like how there's so many women that are on the left that have these nose rings, and they're are feminists. They're left leaning when you see they have this nose ring when they're heavily progressive. You already know what type of time this woman's on if she has a nose ring. She's on demon time, my friend. That is a red flag right there. You shouldn't take serious for at all for a marriage. A good woman, a righteous woman, wouldn't have a nose ring on. That is like having tattoos on. You're destroying the sanctum of God. You're destroying the sanctum of your body by ruining it, by filling it with so much graffiti, ugly looking graffiti at that. So we're gonna go up and we're gonna go over when Charlie Kirk's killer was apprehended. So this is from Benny Johnson when he broke the news of Charlie Kirk's killer when the day he was apprehended by the FBI, or better yet, he turned himself in.
Breaking news, we now have a much more clear picture of who and what ideology killed Charlie Kirk in Utah. Tyler Robinson is his name. He is a young man. Far too many young men radicalized by far left-wing ideologies on college campuses. All of the information has now been officially confirmed. Again, Tyler Robinson was raised in Utah. His father is a 27-year veteran of the police force. He's a cop. His mother works with disabled children. Their family is Republican. Has 2 years. Tyler Robinson grew up gaming, fishing, hunting, being an outdoorsman. Good shot, according to those. Tyler Robinson, now in custody, was admitted to university, Utah State University, and was radicalized by a very active chapter there, along with other left-wing ideological groups. This is all according to the governor and FBI, who wrapped earlier this morning a press conference about Tyler Robinson, who he was, and what radicalized him. Are his mugshot photos, show you how dark this path is. Photo of Tyler Robinson dressing as President Trump just a few Halloweens ago, an inflatable Donald Trump mask and outfit. His brother posing boy Tyler Robinson at a National Guard event, posing with firearms, wearing the same shoes. His father wearing a patriotic ensemble, father a cop. Tyler Robinson, graduation, seemingly normal young man, totally and radicalized by the left.
All right, so as you can see, this guy's name is Tyler Robinson. This kid is he's a young kid, 22 years old, very young. He comes from a very, the crazy thing about his origin story. So we go, where my face up here. So I'll give it like a brief origin story for this kid. So he comes from a very hardcore conservative family, like Christian, Republican. His dad's law enforcement. And it's been said by his family members and people that know him, he is the only one in his family to be left leaning. Matter of fact, I'll bring up my notes a little bit because I make sure I got this down. So he's like only one of the ones that's like left leaning in his family. All right, so Taylor, Tyler Robinson. Tyler Robinson, 22-year-old resident of St. George, Utah, about 250 miles southwest of UVU, was arrested on September 12th, 2025. So following a 33-hour manhunt, he is currently held without bail in Utah County Jail on initial charges including aggravated murder, felony discharge of a firearm, and obstructions of justice. Promo charges are pending, with Utah Governor Spencer Cox pleading to pursue the death penalty. I really feel like he's not gonna get out of this. He's definitely gonna get the death penalty. What happened to Charlie Kirk? This guy's not gonna get out of it. Now, from what I heard, I actually got an article. He's not comprehending with he's not cooperating with the cops now, or with the feds. Really, he's not cooperating with the feds now and try to basically admit to everything. because now he's probably looking to try to make a deal so that way he could try to avoid execution. But at this point, I don't think there's no way out of it because there's a difference between Irina Zaruska's killer because he's trying to plead. You know, crazy. I forgot to bring this up earlier. He's actually trying to plead insane to try to get out from getting the death penalty or to be incarcerated. Crazy, I know, but that's the type of stuff they can do to try to avoid being incarcerated for a long time or worse, getting the ejection. Even though he quite frankly deserves it. Same thing with this guy right here. He's trying to make a deal to where he doesn't have to won't basically won't get the death penalty because he knows they're going to push for this. So this was basically like a form of this was political assassination, of course, but this is kind of like a form of domestic terrorism. That's what they're trying to call this. So this kid is definitely going to be heading towards those charges if he doesn't somehow convince the feds to come to a certain agreement about a deal, which I don't see that I don't see that happening. So as it goes on, Spencer Cox pledging to pursue the death penalty. Yeah. Robertson has reportedly not been cooperating with investigators and has not formally confessed since his arrest, though prior admissions to family online contacts have been cited. So we're gonna go over a little bit about his backstory, like I said. So Robinson is the oldest of three brothers in a devout Mormon Church of Jesus Christ of Latter Day Saints family. Public records show the family as staunchly Republican and conservative. He became a church member at a young age, though recent activity is unclear. Neighbors in Washington, Utah, population 35,000, described the Robinsons as a very loving, hardworking, down to earth family with no prior indications of radical behavior. One neighbor recalled Robinson as an eager child who did odd jobs like washing cars about 10 years ago. You know, it's so funny when you read about this kid's backstory. Like, where did he go so wrong? And then you come to realize you read about his education part. This kid wasn't a dumb kid. This was a very high IQ kid. Like, where did he go so wrong? But the more I read on, the more we'll probably figure out exactly where it is that he strayed away from basically where his family's at, the conservative mindset, to becoming this radical, far leftist, Antifa like extremist. So his education, obviously, his education and employment. So Robinson briefly attended Utah State University for one semester in 2021 before dropping out. He is registered to vote as an active with no party affiliation, has not voted in recent general elections. No current employment details have been publicly released. All right, recent behavior. Family members and friends told investigators Robinson has become more political and full of hate in recent years, particularly toward conservative figures like Kirk. He expressed this disdain for Kirk during a family dinner before September 10th, stating Kirk was full of hate and spreading hate. His online presence reportedly included warped meme activity on a popular furry website, which some outlets have flagged as a potential red flag for potential monitoring. So, this is kind of where he started to kind of like go down this path of darkness. You know, he started to be more critical of like right wing commentators, especially Charlie Kirk, and said he started accusing him of being like full of hate, you know, basically saying that he's like spreading this dangerous ideology, which most of these liberals are talking about, like say I mean, he's spreading Christianity. He's spreading the love of Jesus Christ. You know, and this is just like with these guys just I don't understand what is with these leftists and like they're like whenever a Christian or a guy that loves the church talks about Jesus Christ, these guys like these leftists, they feel like it's just like it's like the cross being put in their faces and they're like burning from it. They're like vampires, okay? If I give you a good example, they're like vampires whenever you throw uh what's that? What someone give me or what's I had it on top of my head when it comes to vampires and is it onion? I believe it was onion. God, I forgot. Yeah, I believe it was onions. So you throw onions on a vampire, obviously speaking, they're gonna be very scared of that. And this is the kind of the same thing with these leftists when it comes to them being very, very fearful of talking about the church or talking about, you know, all the good that the church brings into the world and where and how the world needs to get back to finding religion. But these people do not want that because they feel like that's dependent on their rights, which leads them down to like a path of darkness to where they're just they want to stop that at any means necessary. And when I use that type of language, that's exactly what I mean when I say any means necessary. That means they want to stop the spread of goodness in this world, the spread of traditional values, because to them, America is a cesspool of degeneracy. It's not a cesspool of, you know, raising kids in a nice environment with no crime, you know, starting families, you know, starting bringing America back to where it was in the 1950s, of course. And these people are engulfed into this degeneracy to the point where it's like destroyed them mentally. I mean, look at guys like Hassan Piker and look at Destiny, like they're completely gone off the head or the hinges. These guys preach literal assassination of political figures, you know, senators, you know, the actual president of the United States and other political commentators. Like when these guys go off the edge and start preaching literal violence, that's not free speech. That is not free speech. That's literally just filled with it. That's just hatred and literally a crime. But hey, somehow Hassan is still on Twitch. I don't understand how. Same thing with Destiny. Destiny still gets platform. He was just on Piers Morgan earlier having a simple debate about the Charlie Kirk assassination, and he's even denying that this kid's even a leftist. Just goes to show you like how demented these people are. They don't live in reality. All right. So as my notes go on about um Taylor Robertson, no, Tyler Robertson. I don't know why I keep saying Taylor. Tyler Robertson. So Robertson's this is touches on his relationship and his social circle. So his Robertson shares a home with a roommate described as his romantic partner who is transitioning from male to female, transgender. The partner has been incredibly cooperative with investigators, but had no prior knowledge of shooting. Authorities are assessing it if the relationship is relevant to the motive, but no direct links have been confirmed. So I this goes to show you that trans ideology is always somehow finds its way around. Like this guy is a homosexual. He's in a relationship with a, you know, a guy who's trying to go from being a guy to a woman, which is to me incredibly not. It's not possible at all. It's just disgusting. Quite frankly, it's just an abomination. But this guy's already clearly has a lot of problems. He's literally far left on a lot of things. You know, he has this hatred for right wingers, and especially Charlie Kirk. You know, then plus I guarantee, and then plus it's not surprised why he probably even wanted Charlie guns because of Charlie on college campuses debating about trans issues, and the fact that he's in a sexual relationship with one of these people, trying to push them even more off the edge to go and do the act that he did, to go and kill Charlie Kirk. So I'm not even shocked by reading that part right there that this guy was definitely like completely like one of these, just like these Antifa types, one of these BLM types that are just so inherently violent. You know, debating them wouldn't even matter. This guy clearly had violence in his mind as soon as he saw Charlie Kirk, and just kept, you know, going off on it at his family dinners with his family members about Charlie Kirk. Then the fact he's living with, you know, one of them is not. When we just seen a shooting just recently that just happened with one of these guys. They go shoot up a school full of children. So we're gonna go over a little bit. All right, so we're gonna oh, that. So we're gonna get back into the video right quick.
On his campus, Tyler Robinson died. Gentlemen, we know that according to
Oh my gosh, he ended the stream. All right, so let me try to get the stream back up right quick. All right, so I think the stream is working again. Yeah, I think the stream is working again. Make sure of it first before we go on. Oh my, bruh, what the hell happened? All right, so I gotta fix this right quick for YouTube. Make sure it's working again. Let me see. I don't know why the hell this has been happening a lot lately, man, with this stupid Restream is trash, man. I should have got StreamYard for all this crap, bro. This crap, bro. So I see if I'm trying to fix it right now. All right, I think I got it. Gonna turn it back on right there. Oh my god. Ugh. All right, I think we're back. I think we're back. All right, so I think we're back now on stream on YouTube to make sure everything's good. I apologize, everyone. This restream crap is always giving me problems right now. I thought I fixed it with this internet cord. Make sure everything's good. All right, so I think everything's fixed now. Rumble's still up. Rumble's still up. So YouTube's back up now. Bruh, I gotta fix this crap. Anyways, so get back into it right now.
found chambered the firearm used to kill Charlie. It said, "Hey, fascist, catch." They had some gamer controller actions for Helldivers 2. Then a well-known Antifa song was described in The Next Bullet. Oh Bella Ciao, oh Bella Ciao. This is an Italian anti-fascist and communist song. A third unfired casing read, "You are gay." Also, there was furry, degenerate, and creepy branch of the alphabet community. There was furry. Well, he organized on Discord server. Now, you may be saying, a Discord server? Hold on. Exactly what we heard about Thomas Matthew Crooks, about President Trump.
Now I want to go over this Discord server right quick. So, because we're getting two contradictory stories about this right here. So this is from today from the Washington Post. So it was me. Suspect in Charlie Kirk shooting appeared to confess in Discord chat. In Discord chat. Hold on one second. So I'm about to combine both streams together and just upload it to YouTube as one. I apologize to YouTube. I don't know why this crap keeps happening. It was me, suspect in Charlie Kirk shooting appeared to confess in Discord chat. I'm sorry for all of this. Read a message from the suspect's account. According to two people familiar with the message and screenshots obtained by the Post, 22-year-old suspect in Charlie Kirk's killing appears to have confessed to friends in an online chat shortly before turning himself into law enforcement. According to two people familiar with the chat and screenshots obtained by the Washington Post, hey guys, I have bad news for you. This is Tyler Robinson speaking right here. Said a message from an account belonging to the suspect, Tyler Robinson, on the online platform Discord. It was me at UVU yesterday. I'm sorry for all this. The message was sent Thursday night, about 2 hours before officials said Robinson was taken into custody. So he sent this message out to all, I guess, this Discord chat with him and his friends. He let them know that the shooter that killed Charlie Kirk was him. And he told them that he's going to turn himself in, and he apologized for bringing on misfortunes to all of them. You know, we're going to read this part on. A member of the group chat shared an image of the conversation with the Post and confirmed that it came from Robinson's account. The person spoke on the condition of anonymity out of fear of harassment. Discord provided a copy of the message with the confession to authorities, according to a person familiar with the company's interaction with law enforcement. The person spoke on the condition of anonymity because they were not authorized to publicly discuss details on the investigation. Now, this article says right here they were able to acquire the chat conversations through the person, through one of Robinson's friends, and then obviously speaking, it was through a member of the sorry, it was a member of the group chat. Like I said, it was a member of the group chat that shared it first. Then also it was another person. There was also another person from Discord, a person that worked with Discord, also shared some more imaging with the Washington Post. Now, if we go over here to this article by the New York Times, there are some conflicting details about what was said in this post. So they shared the details, but it seems like to me before it was implied that there was no messaging. They couldn't find any messaging in the Discord. So after Kirk's killing, suspect joked that his doppelganger did it. Before he was arrested on suspicion of carrying out the assassination, 22-year-old Tyler Robinson sent friends messages showing that he was closely following news about the killing. The day after Charlie Kirk was killed, an acquaintance of Tyler Robinson's uh, posed a question to him in a group chat. The FBI had just released two grainy surveillance images of a skinny young man in a cap and sunglasses walking in a stairwell on the Utah Valley University campus, and had asked for the public's help in identifying the suspect. Tagging Mr. Robinson's username on Discord, a messaging platform, the acquaintance attached the images and wrote, "Where you at?" Where WYA, which stands for where you at, with a skull emoji suggesting that Mr. Robinson 22 looked like the man being sought. Mr. Robinson replied within a minute. His doppelganger, he wrote, was trying to get me in trouble. Obviously, it was him that did this, but there's a lot of other stuff that many people are skeptical about. They said he had technical armor. He said that he had the sniper. No one is seems to can catch an image or a video of him with the sniper or with any technical gear on. That's where there's a lot of speculation about this at right now. And then also about this whole Discord chats, because Discord said that they didn't have access to the chats at all. They couldn't find them. Now all of a sudden we have the chats. So it's, but there was a lot of contradictory to where they said they didn't have them. Then all of a sudden, the friends of Tyler Robinson came forth with messages to prove that yes, he did was on Discord bragging about killing Charlie Kirk, and all these details were on there, but Discord said they didn't have access to the messages at all, which is confusing in itself because there's a lot of contradictions, like which one is the truth right now in this regard. So, but as you can see, he originally also blamed a doppelganger, like he tried to play off that it wasn't him. Many speculation that is that guy in the picture really Tyler Robertson. It's unknown right now about that, like I said, because he's the alleged shooter, but apparently according to DNA that was done on the weaponry and the area where the shooter was when he took the shot, they were able to pan it to his DNA, according to Cash Patel. So it seems like to me, this guy's either lying through his teeth about a lot of details, or we just not getting we're still not getting like complete full transparency about this case, because we really need to know more. We need to know more than just we already know so far. So this is why I called on the FBI, Cash Patel, the Trump administration, whoever, Pam Bundy, to give out full disclosure of this case.
Similarities are now striking here. Moment you have to ask yourself, wait a second, are there left-wing terrorist groups that are organizing on Discord? Who are organizing? Why haven't we seen the messages? Why haven't the other Discord server been arrested? Because according to the officials, he was telling the Discord server that he needed them to pick up his firearm, them as accomplices to kill Charlie Kirk. A broader conspiracy. Why don't we have information about who was in the Discord server Charlie Kirk's assassin was in? Discord is the same platform Butler assassin. We were never told who he. If what we're told today is true, how come we haven't been told who the assassin asked to pick up his rifle? They said they asked someone to pick up his rifle. Killed Charlie Kirk. Is that person? And did they know about this? And so they're accessory to murder. So many questions. Right. Too many questions. He did tell his family that he hated Charlie Kirk. Family turned him in. Trump saying, Utah governor says Charlie Kirk's assassin became more political in years. Spoke about his hate for Charlie Kirk and coordinated with a friend on Discord to retrieve the rifle. Who's that friend? Bullet casing had a song dedicated to attack fascist radicalized. Correct. More people were involved in Discord chats. Merging directors. Tyler Robinson was prior to this. Someone provided a rifle. To get there, another involved. He did drive hundreds of miles.
Now, what a lot of people are hoping for, or what they're speculating about, is this guy really working alone? So the FBI says that he was working alone. There is no accomplice, whatever. His lover apparently didn't know anything about his doings. They didn't even know that he was going to go kill Charlie Kirk at all. So it's very interesting how, like, there's like a lot of crazy coincidence in this story, to where this guy seen talking to somebody outside of the door through a ring door cam, but apparently that was his partner he was speaking to. So then also the fact that this guy is, like I said, he was seen talking to somebody on the roof, said to pick up a sniper rifle, but no one seems to compare someone else with him. This is why the FBI's already came out, already said that he acted alone. There is no accomplice. Was all his doing solely. So there's no proof of any accomplices or nothing like that. So there's still a lot of questions that need to be answered. But as the day goes on, hopefully we get more transparency, even more, because I hate to say it, the streets are warm, man. They want a body. And I'm not mean like bring them out there, kill the guy, whatever. No. They want a public execution, because they want this to be streamed too. To make an example of exactly these type of extremists. They want an example of this guy. This guy right here is literally, he's up there with D Carlos for what they did to innocent lives. That one escaped. One was a refugee that escaped a war torn zone just to get stabbed after work on a bus. And this guy right here just hates another guy because he has a difference of opinion. It's just despicable. It's just really despicable. I mean, if you don't like someone's opinion, debate them. You ain't got to go as far as to just gun them down like an animal in the streets because you don't like their opinion. That's just crazy talk right there.
Conspiracy. Sugarcoating left-wing terror fired by Trump and his supporters, not fascists. Tyler Boyer, Charlie's business partner at Turning Point USA. Thing I want to personally, Turning Point fan, sleepless. Good point. Riding the car set on. They're not the same. Was Tyler Robinson?
I'll probably go at the end after this video because I'm really just not feeling it right now. I'm really just kind of like, fuck, I'm out of it. Sick, I'm tired. So,
on Discord,
we're probably just going to pick up where we left off at tomorrow. Hopefully I feel a bit better. And plus I got to combine these two videos right here because I don't know what happened. Like, Restream just keeps acting up. Like, everything was just fine, and then all of a sudden it lost its connection. So yeah, I think I'll just save all this for tomorrow and just finish it up then. You know, like I said, I'm not feeling hot right now. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I think I almost threw up earlier. So uh so I'll go ahead and save this up. I'll go ahead and make the stream for tomorrow and we're just finishing off from there and yeah, we're gonna go from there and really cover everything we really want to cover. This one was kind of a little bit small to stream, but I'm just not feeling hot. So anyways, smash the like button, everyone. Leave a comment. Let me know how you like the show. Let me know what I can improve on. And yeah. Um I'll catch you guys tomorrow for tomorrow's stream and hopefully I feel better and we could start cooking. So I'll catch you guys tomorrow for Tonight on America. And I want you to have a good rest of your night and make sure you get some sleep. See you tomorrow.